The Black Fat Femme Podcast is a production of iHeartRadio and Dr. John Paul, LLC. Welcome to another episode of the Black Fat Femme Podcast, where all the intersections of identity are celebrated. I am one of your hosts, John, also known as Dr. John Paul, and I need some of the listeners to do some heavy reporting for me after this episode. So, as you all know, we are a fan of the pumpkin around these parts. It is still, we're still in October. So that begs a very important question. Who has the best pumpkin item? And what I mean by that is, so we've all had the fraps. I've done the lattes. I've even dabbled in the pumpkin muffins from the place that we shall not name that will get us canceled. I even saw the other day that McDonald's has an apple and pumpkin pie. Don't know what that tastes like. Wasn't willing to spare the calories or the sugar intake for that. I looked at it and I said, could I do that? Yes. But do I really need to do I need to have my sugars all, all over the place for one pumpkin pie? I said, so if any of you have had that, please report back. But I also would like to know, before I spend my hard-earned Black Quail dollars, who has the best pumpkin what? And should we try it on air together? That is the $1 million question.
That's the real question.
Should we try it on air together?
We'll have the time.
Yes.
For the book talk.
Yes.
We can make a whole little morning out of it.
We could.
Let's go try some pumpkin things together and see what's good.
So I drive down early on the 17th. Yeah. So for those of you who have been listening to the show, you know that me and Joho are doing a book talk together on the 18th in Mira, Mesa, San Diego, California. The information will be in the show flow. Will be in the show notes. That's what I meant to say. It's early, y'all. And so we will put that in the show notes. But ultimately, yes, that is a great day for us to get together. I think early, record in person. I'll bring all my stuff, and we can record in person, and we could probably just do a total food episode, like a mukbang situation.
Oh yes. Yeah. Oh, that sounds like so much fun. Also, because I can show you the world of pumpkin pie. That's not a chain. And ice cream. Oh my gosh, ice cream. Because I think when it comes to who has the best, you can't be going to the brand places. You gotta go to them local eateries. Because some places be doing the syrup, but some places you want like
the real pumpkin.
You want the pumpkin puree.
Yeah.
Like you gotta know. Some people do a sweet potato. Some people do a maple spice. Some people do a pumpkin cream cold foam, which that is the shit.
You mentioned this before, so I'm gonna need to get my hands on that because, like I said, I'm going up a number on the Ozempic, so I know I'll be able to handle it. It may not taste the same, but I know that I'll be able to handle it. Yes, God. But how are you, my beautiful queen? In green.
Okay, because I'm unlimited.
Yes.
Lovies, it's your bestie Jordan, aka Joho, and I am coming to you decaffeinated as hell today. And I just want to let you all know we are on season 5 of 2020. Tell me I'm wrong. We're on season 5 of 2020.
Yeah.
And ain't shit changed, bitch. Ain't shit changed, but here we are.
COVID's still getting people
up
out of here. Sad. Yeah.
You are just locked up in my tower.
That part.
Trying to be cute.
It's very much giving. And then then you read the news and it's just everything is terrible.
Everything is terrible.
Everything.
Girl, we're still shut down. Why are we still shut down?
Government shut down.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
What's happening? Every day is something different.
Every day is a winding road.
Okay.
Which is a little bit closer. What a moment. But anyway, before we begin the show today, we want to thank everyone for their Signal Award votes. I
Yes.
know for many of you, by the time you hear this, the voting will have closed. But so we definitely just wanted to say up top that we thank you. It means the world to us that you voted for us. And more than that, we don't know the results yet, but once we do, we'll share them with y'all. And even when we win, we are going to
Okay.
celebrate loudly. But
Yes.
if the cards are not in our favor this time, it just means so much to know that we were even recognized and
Mhm.
so I'm just really grateful and really thankful. So just wanted to say that up top.
Yeah, we
Mhm.
love y'all so much. We're so thankful for your support, and
Amen.
so excited for whatever happens. But fingers crossed that we get to walk through those beautiful gates of victory
Yes, yes,
together.
victory.
Victory,
Victory. Yes.
victory.
Yes.
So since it's just us girls today, we
Mhm.
gonna keep it light, especially because we need to. And to honor our girl, Miss Tisha Campbell, who, girl, if you haven't heard the show yet, please come on the show and please listen to us soon. 'Cause we honor you every motherfucking week in our Still Here segment. I'm gonna pose a little spiritual question for us. By the time this episode comes out, it will be the day after the Jewish holiday of Sukkot. It's a week-long holiday, one of the most joyous holidays in the Jewish calendar. This holiday celebrates the fall harvest, represents themes such as change, movement, and the ephemeral or the temporary.
Mhm.
This holiday honors the
Mm.
divine protection that God gave the Israelites during their 40 years traversing the desert in exile. We didn't have to spend 40 years in the desert. We decided to spend 40 years in the desert because we love the drama of it all.
Yes, yes, 40
And
days and 40 nights.
okay, and we build sukkahs or temporary
Yes.
shelters to present the temporary shelters that they made up for themselves along the journey.
Mm.
So what does a temporary teach us?
Yeah,
What are
yeah.
we harvesting as we transition to this new season?
Mm,
These are some of the
mm.
questions that fill our plate during this time. So for this week's Still Here, I want to ask you, John, as someone who has had quite a big change in their life, now becoming an authoress, what are you wanting to harvest for yourself? I want you to answer first, and
Mhm.
then I'll share.
Yes. So, in the words of Beyonce, if she says, "If you think you're thinking, you better think again. You is something way bigger. You
Mm,
is a bigger." That is what I'm
mm,
manifesting for myself in this harvest season. So it's funny because the harvest has been something that's constantly coming up for me in the last couple of weeks. So shout out to a
mm,
friend of mine, my friend. I call her Big Riche, but her name is Risha. I've known Risha for years, and we were texting each other back and forth. And one of the conversations that we were having was talking immediately this, and I don't know if this was inspired because of the harvest moon we just had, but we were
mhm,
talking about harvest, and we were both kind of going back and forth about what our lives has been like since our time. Because giving some folks some context. So for a lot of you who do and don't know, I used to actually work. I was on contract with Twitter from 2018 to 2021. And when I was doing some work with him, that's when I met Risha. And we were talking
mm,
about the harvest of our lives, since, she left Twitter and then, my contract was dissolved with Twitter and all that to be said, I just feel like we've both been out in the field. We've been plowing and we've been, trying to watch a lot of the fruits of our labors per se grow. For her, it's been her job and her kids and her, her family. And for me, it's been much of that. It's been trying to build this show. It's been the book. It's been,
mm,
trying to get as much publicity or coverage around the book. So there's been a lot of work. And when I say the
mhm,
word bigger, it's not to I don't say bigger in the sense of I'm not grateful for what I have. I think you can be grateful for what you have, but also want more. And I think that that's where my heart is right now, not just in terms of
mm,
my jobs and this career, but I'm also thinking friendships, life. I would love to do more traveling with my partner. These are all the
mm,
bigger things, having more residual income so I can go travel and do things when me and him have time off. I think happiness is something that I'm really being intentional about trying to make moments with people where I can truly be happy. Not wasting time, and I think folks can probably read between the lines when I say, that I want more and I need more because there are folks who claim to be doing things for me, and I don't know if that's true. But I think just the expectation is bigger now. It's like I need folks to hear this and to understand that because I've done the work, I want more. And so, now I'm requesting that. I'm asking more out of friendships, out
Mm,
of people, out of anybody around me. The expectation is more. And so I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if I was going around in circles, but
mm,
I'm just in the mind of I'm harvesting, and I'm not. Fuck a grape. I want a watermelon. God damn it! Like
mm,
I want something with the juices. I want something I can bite into.
mm,
Put a little salt
mm.
on. You know.
Hey,
So
big and sweet and juicy.
yes,
Ooh,
yes. What
chunk,
about you?
funky and chunky, or the
Yeah,
chunky funky.
chunky and funky.
Um, well, one, it does make sense, and also, it ain't gotta make sense to nobody else besides you in the first place.
T. Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
and not everyone has to understand it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's interesting because I had bought last week. I had bought a little like kale plant. Not bought. I went to an event, and part of the event was that they're giving away free little like produce plants, and so I
Mm.
got a little kale plant, and I went to the nursery. I potted it myself, put it in a much bigger plot because it was a small little box,
Yeah.
and that kale in the past week and a half went from like 3 little leaves to now like 7 leaves. Like,
Wow.
this bitch is growing fast. Like, when I see, oh, damn, like green, growing all, then the next one I'm like, damn, where this bitch
Mhm.
come from? And so I think like, when I'm harvesting for myself is like the concept of growth.
Mm.
When I'm harvesting is like the idea that with the right attention, right soil, and right water, like you can grow, or I can grow hugely. I think I'm trying to harvest like a bigger growth of like, I think for sure like a diversification of like what I do, especially online. I
Mhm.
think I've been resistant to doing more stuff online, because I don't want to like be like I know it's hard. Like, I resisted the term influencer for so long, because it doesn't like align with like me and like
Yeah, that's
terms
fair.
of values,
Mhm. Mhm.
but also like none of it is real. So like, why it's like why is it matter? Like, why am I resisting so much when that like that like it's just like a thing? Like, why am I
Right.
resisting so much?
Mhm.
Like, and now I have that partnership with Fabletics, which is really cool and big.
Bow, bow, bow,
And
bow. Yeah.
like in a sense, just like to me, like having like an actual brand partnership in that way. And so I'm like, Jordan, like just lean in, like lean into it, like,
Mhm.
and I think I always viewed it as I don't want that to one dimensionalize me, if I do that. But now I'm realizing like what I'm harvesting is that I'm inherently multidimensional, and I don't have to prove that. I
T.
don't have to validate that or explain that. Like,
T.
I can
Yeah.
do all the things.
Mhm.
And I think I'm also trying to harvest, or or like maybe like, because as a harvest is like it's like you pull stuff, but also you pull stuff not just so you harvest, but also because you pull stuff so you can also have things grow again, right? Like,
Right.
you pull
You got to get the
because
weeds up out of there.
yeah,
Yes.
you get the weeds up out there. If something's already grown, you got to cut it down, take it out, that way it can grow again. So I think I'm also
Mm.
trying to figure out the ways to like harvest and make space for just like changes. Like,
Mm.
I think this year is a year where I'm going to consider what I want to do with my condo and figure that out.
Mm.
Um and like, we've been in this apartment for this is our third year now, and I'm kind of like ready for something different. So like, like harvesting change in the sense of new space, new experiences.
Mm.
Um yeah, a lot of thoughts. So
Mhm.
I'm har so as I said, I'm harvesting for myself like the space. Let's just say like the space to ponder, the space to be curious, and the space to change. Because
Mm.
I hate change. I really hate change. Like, I realize like
Mm.
I love change in my pocket.
Yeah, well, how
I love
about
change
that?
in the
Yes.
world, but I
Mhm.
don't love change in my life. And I'm trying like I want to harvest some space to say, you know what, change is okay.
Yeah, that's real.
Change is inevitable.
That's
And
real.
so
Yeah.
I got to go with it.
Yeah.
Well, now that I got you ready to say Shabbat Shalom and
Yes.
Hag Sameach for the first time in your life, we gotta take our first break. Back with the category is in just a sec.
So we are back, and this week we want to keep it fun and funky and talk about the thing we both love a lot.
Man?
No, 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 no. That's a different episode, honey.
Oh,
This week we are talking
right.
about some of our favorite black characters on television, whether we
Yes.
watch them now or watch them yesteryear. But, we want to get into a broader conversation about representation before we link up next week to talk about my book and the importance of queer representation. How you doing? Right?
Okay,
You
how
see
you
how
doing?
you
I
see the connection when
I
this
bet you the
episode come out, and
digger.
then we got the
Arr.
yeah, we do. We be thinking our minds.
We be thinking.
Yes, we be thinking our minds. So, with that being said, I wanted to start by asking you, baby, who is one of your favorite black characters in comedy TV, and how might that character have changed your scope on life? So I'll start, and then I'll throw it to you.
Mm,
I will say for me, I think one of the characters that sticks out for me that will always be like my favorite character is Pam from Martin. I don't know
mm,
how much of a Martin fan you were, but I know for me, Martin was a very much a huge staple in our household, to the point that like even still now my friends group will still quote it. Like there's still quotes from
mm,
Martin around me, my family, like me, my mom, me and my brother, like we'll quote Martin back and forth to each other, even though the show, and I want to name the show is and was very problematic in a lot of ways. The
mhm,
show did have a lot of, there was just a lot of comedic gold in that show. And so, but Pam as a character was a part of that comedic gold for me. And so,
mm,
outside of dealing with the misogynoir and, the shit that she had to deal with from Martin and Tommy, I loved Pam because I felt like she stood her ground. She never let Martin get too far. She supported her best friend like she was and still is. I think even in the show, right, Pam and Gina weren't real people, but seeing the way that Tashina supports um her best friend, and really making sure that, she in real life, Gina in real life is supported and knows that she has a friend. It means a lot to me.
mm,
And so now, I could be biased and say I love Tashina Arnold as an actress.
love.
In anything she touches, I think it's gold because I think she's
Yeah,
just not only is she funny, I think she's real. I also think there's
agree.
just an element of her that is what when you see someone who has studied their craft and they know their craft and they know what they're good at. Tashina Arnold is one of those people for me. And so yeah, and I mean, even thinking about oddly enough, Rochelle from Everybody Hates Chris is also up there with me, right? Obviously, she's
Mm,
saying Tashina Arnold plays her, right? But just the idea of Tashina Arnold and Pam and how strong she was as a character, it really makes me happy to know that that character exists in the black television continuum, if that makes sense, or
mm.
canon, I should say. What about you, Boo?
First I'll say just about Pam. Like, I think she was dope because she also like always went toe to toe with Martin. Like, she
Yep.
never let him like to your point about the misogynoir.
Hmm.
She still like even though it was the butt of the joke in some cases. Like, she never let him walk over her.
Nope.
And I'm like, respect for my girl Pam.
Mhm,
Respect for my girl
mhm.
Pam. I think, and I will always say, Kelly from Insecure is one of my favorite characters of all time.
Yes.
I just think and like and like and some things were the same thing, like the butt of the joke in some ways. But there were really like, tender moments where she showed that she was so much more than that. And
Mm.
I really, really, really loved seeing her. I think also just seeing somebody who was slash is visibly plus size in that way,
Yeah.
and be absolutely absolutely like her full self and confident in every way, and not like anyone tell her she can't be shit. Like,
Right, right.
I just she's like, no, I can be the shit bitch, and I will be the shit, and I live for that so very much. I think she changed my scope on life because I think it changed how I was like, I can take things less seriously, and like make myself more fun
Yeah.
that way. And not for the sense of like make myself fun for performance, but just being naturally fun and funny. And
Yeah.
she she's just a funny ass bitch in the show. Just said some wild things. And
Mhm.
I really live for her. I also will say I also give my girl Jack Hay Harry,
Oh, yes, yes, we have to
Lisa
give Lisa
Lisa Landry
Landry,
and Sister
uh-huh,
Sister. Oh,
Mary, we also gotta give
me.
yeah, we also gotta give, Sandra, Sister Sandra Clark, her flowers
Yes.
as well.
Like
Yeah.
I just live. I just really, really love,
Mhm.
and but like I also think like Lisa Landry is like was like one of like the best characters I ever like grew up with.
Yes.
I know just like so funny,
She was the
so
aunt,
fun.
so I don't know if you saw, not to cut you off, but I don't know if you
She
saw.
was the aunt in the what's it called? I know the show.
No, I was gonna say, in my mind, she was the aunt you could come out to.
Oh,
That's what
yes.
I was gonna say.
Yes.
I did a whole
Well, and
thing.
she was too, remember, she was in Pose,
She
and
was.
she
Was
was
an
the
aunt,
aunt.
yes.
She was the aunt
Uh-huh.
that Rachel had come out to. Yes.
Yes.
I for sure think that exact thing. She's the aunt that you would come out to.
Yeah.
And like, and like she may like have all the right things to say, but you know she loves you,
You
she
knew she,
supports
yeah,
you.
you knew she supported you.
She's also the aunt
Mhm.
that would come up and be like, you look bad today, but like she would say, because she's like, I know you could be the best, so like
Yes. Yes.
don't be this when you can be the best.
Mhm.
I live, and I always, I don't know, just like the way she answered things was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
I live for her.
Yeah.
I'm curious to ask you though, so then, because I feel like, I feel like we're really talking about in like black shows, right?
Yeah.
What was your favorite black character be in a non-black comedy show?
Okay, okay, that's a good
For
question.
me, I'm thinking of Captain Raymond Holt in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I don't know if you watch that show. It's it's really silly,
Yeah.
dumb with his what's his face, Andy Samberg.
I think Andy
Um,
Samberg is so cute. Something about him is
no,
very cute.
I think so too.
Yeah.
When I see him, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I do like a nice Jewish boy. I'm
Yeah,
not mad
he
about
is
it.
just
I
so cute.
I think he's a little cat's meow.
Uh-huh.
I do love him.
Uh-huh.
But because of Ribbon Hole, I think like he plays nothing but deadpan. Like that man is
Yes.
like deadpan character, dry as hell. Like talks just like this, responds just so funny. But I also like love because he also plays like he's a captain and he's gay in the police force, and it's like I don't know. Sometimes it's like I actually love to just see like a boring black gay. Like, I think it's
Well,
actually,
yeah,
like, kind
sometimes,
of amazing.
yeah, sometimes you just need to be a boring black gay. Yes. Very much.
It yeah, yeah,
Uh,
like, I think, like, he represents something that, like, you just don't see or expect, and I think like, and he doesn't change, like, he's just the same
uh-huh.
character, and so, yeah, I love me some
He
Captain Holt.
reminds me a lot. So I this show is not my show, but I know a lot of people who love The Office. He reminds his
Mm.
character, from what clips I saw,
Yes,
reminds me a lot of the black character from The Office.
yes, yes.
Who's just very, I forget, I don't know what his name is, but I know he's very stoic, and he just, always, they would say things to him and he would always have a very just kind of blank response.
Yeah,
Um
yes,
yeah, I don't know,
very much that.
what is his name? Because again, we got to say the name of of black folks in non-black shows.
Hold
But
up,
yes, what
let
was
me
his
see.
name?
Was it Daryl? Was it Daryl? Or no,
No, not
Stanley.
Daryl. It's
Stanley.
Stanley. Yes, it was
Stanley.
Stanley.
Stanley Hudson.
Very,
Yes.
very much giving
Yes.
Stanley. And I still to this day love, like, the clips that I see of Stanley, I love, because I recognize and I know that a lot of these characters, and that's what a lot of people, if you talk about non-black shows that, like, for instance,
Mhm.
even thinking Abbott Elementary, Quinta has gone on to say in many of her interviews that that show is very much inspired by The Office. And so, in a lot of
Mm.
ways, I forget what his name is in real life, but I know the character that plays her love interest on that show is she's.
Oh,
Go ahead.
um, Greg
Gregory, yeah, in a lot of
Gregory, yeah.
ways, Gregory's character is inspired by Stanley's character, and so,
Yeah.
it,
You know, I because I wanted to put Abbott on here, but then I was like, I don't know if it's a black, because
that's
like
a
to me
black
it's a
show.
black show.
It's
Like,
a black
yeah, to me
show
it's a black show.
because
Like
that's a
that's okay.
black lead. So I would
Yeah,
I
that's
would
why I'm like black lead,
categorize
black
it.
lead. Like I'm like, that's a
Mhm.
black show for
Yeah,
sure.
very much that. But I would say, like, very much giving that. And may he rest well, character Raymond Holt, but also I think his name is Andre in real life. May he rest well. He was in a lot of other stuff that I like. He was one of those characters you didn't know, but when you saw him, you knew him. You would do the whole like the Leonardo DiCaprio point, like, oh, I know him. That's what type of character he was. But I know for me,
I know that he died. Oh my
he
god.
paid he passed in 2023, girl.
I did not know that. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh my
breaking
god.
news. Yeah, breaking news. He
Ah,
passed.
ah.
Yeah, he's up there with the greats, honey. He's up there with Whitney and Bob and well, not Bobby, but
I was
cut
like,
that
not
out.
Bobby.
He's up there with Whitney. He's up there with Luther. He's up there with a
I'm
lot of
actually gagged.
yes, yes. You said officially gagged. I'm so sorry to break that news to you, friend.
Oof.
I broke that to you in your real time. You
Oof.
falling apart. But
Oof.
I was gonna say
I'm
for
falling
me,
apart.
so Titus Andromedon is one of my favorite
Mm.
black characters from a non-black show, The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Now, yes, that show was also problematic in some ways. But what I will say is that there was something so seriously unserious about that character. From
Mhm.
many of his one-liners, like some of the stuff that he would say and do, I was like, why? Like, why is this nigga sitting in a living room shucking corn in overalls? Like, why is he doing this? Like this, I would watch this show and like a big part of it would be like, why? But I also
Like,
understand.
name someone more iconic.
Yeah,
Like
like you can't like none of it makes sense, but at the same time, it's like the scene when he stole the choir robe. Like, why did you do that? Like, it just the show in itself is so foolish. Yeah, it was so necessary. And what I love is that a lot of the characters on that show, they have, like you said, I think the deadpan comedy is what
Yeah.
makes that show so funny because it's like moments that were not supposed, like even with him when he did the whole episode around Lemonade. Like, why is he skipping
You know
down?
what? He gets the he's the vibe of, like, he epitomizes or embodies, like, do it for the plot. Like, his
Yes.
motivation as a character is just doing it for the plot, and I think, like, that actually is, like, revolutionary
Yeah.
because like, black folks aren't given that space,
No,
and so that
never.
show to be like, "Imma do it for the plot." It's just like,
Uh-huh.
you're like, "What?"
What is going on here?
Yes.
Yeah, that is literally every time I watch, even when I watch reruns of it, sometimes I'll just randomly put it on when I need to laugh. And I'll just be like, what is really going on here? And Kimmy didn't make it any better.
At
Like
all.
just she never made anything better. But that show is so stupidly funny. And it is very much my kind of humor because I love stupid humor. I really do. I love when what is this?
Yeah.
Like that is my favorite thing. But
Yeah.
I do have a more serious question. I guess, we're talking about, and I think this is why I love bringing these conversations up because obviously we know that, media, TV, television, and all that. It's funny. I went to dinner with a friend to the show, Travell, last night, and that was the conversation we had. Is Hollywood dying? And,
Mm.
yes, a lot of us feel that it is, but specifically thinking about black Hollywood, right? This idea of black
Mm.
television and the stories that black TV had. I think for me the question that I really wanted to ask you is how did any of these characters or any other characters for that matter, what characters helped you shape your perception of blackness? And I think and this is like I said, this was the convo me and Travell were having. I had said last night, and I want to say here, I know for me, I think
Mm.
I've been saying this for years in so many different iterations. We need more black TV because so much of what is happening to us in real life, we saw portrayed on television, and it was like, oh, at least there's an element of my life being shown to me, even if I know this is fake.
Yeah.
There's still something in this television show. I mean, obviously, right? Like I, as an adult, I hate Moesha, but I think about a lot of episodes of Moesha. Moesha was a young black girl growing up in Los
Mhm.
Angeles, and there were a lot of things happening to Moesha that I could say as a
Mhm.
teenager, I could look back on and go, "Oh, that shit happened to me," right? Like it was stuff that was,
Mhm.
even though I wasn't a young black girl, how you doing? But I'm like, there's still moments, right? I think about the
How you
Family
doing?
Matters episode when Eddie got called the N word. by the police
Mm.
officer. Like that's a real, like, I mean, that was the 90s, but it was a real thing, right? It was
Mhm.
stuff that was happening. I go back to the Fresh Prince episode. I don't know if you've ever seen that episode where Will's father randomly just shows up out of the blue, and
Mhm.
they have the little fallout that they do, and Will is out there screaming, why did my father love
Mhm.
me? That
Yeah.
episode, I will say, was is still to this day very hard for me to watch, because it's so real for me, in the sense of, like, I
Mm.
don't have a relationship with my father, and even though I know it's fiction, it's really reminding me that, my lived experience is real, and that there are a lot of people out here who are vying for love for someone who may not, or probably won't ever give it to them the way that they want it. And so, yeah, I just, I don't know if there's
Mhm.
any, like, what show in that sense stands out to you. Is there a show that has shaped your blackness as a whole?
I would say it's a tie between 2 of them, but now I should say that I'm kinda even like maybe like 3 of them. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, like, I was more of a Disney kid than I was like a Nick at Night kid or something,
Okay,
like,
okay.
but so, like, that's the Raven to me is one of, like, one of my favorite Black shows ever. And, while it made me create, like, by a white person, to me, like, that's Raven is a Black show. Like,
It
that this
is.
show is a Black show.
Mhm.
But I feel like it was just I mean, one, people need to do studies on Raven's comedy style.
Ah,
The girl's just funny. And I think it was, and for that show, it was like the space to be silly,
yeah.
to just be silly and do outlandish stuff. But then also, like, there are so many, like, there's one episode, there were a few episodes, like, where it dealt with racism, which I think for Disney was like a really big deal at that moment in time, right? Like, especially with a show that's for, like, kids or young teens. And I appreciate that they didn't shy away from that, like Raven
Right.
experiencing racism when it came to employment. And I thought that was really powerful. Um, I also think, and this is maybe interesting, but like Empire and Insecure were shows that I think
Mhm.
were during the most formative times of my life as grew up, right? And like Empire is such a specific portrayal of blackness, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's a very
Lucius
like
line.
ratchet,
Mhm.
Lucius, like, Taraji B Henson in her bag, but like, he had Taraji B Henson beating up one of her sons with a broomstick. Like,
Yeah.
you got people shooting each other. It's out in like Philly, like, right, but like, for example, like me and my sister watch that show. We text each other like every week for like the first few seasons until we got like this becomes too much for us. But like, it can't be with a blackness, because like that show is like
It was quintessential
people,
blackness,
like,
yeah.
it really is. Like, people will say like that show was a stereotype or dramatized. But I'm like, no, like this is people in my family. I know these characters. Like,
Right.
I know a Cookie
Yes,
Lion.
you know
I know a
Cookie.
Lucius Lion.
That's my
I like
auntie Ann.
like
Yeah.
like I know
Mhm.
these people. And
Lucius was
so
my
I'm
Uncle
like,
Sean, yes. Uh-huh, go
exactly.
off.
Like,
Uh-huh.
I know these people. Like, I
Right.
see them all the time. I
Mhm.
see them all the time in the Bay. I see them all the time. Like, in my family, I see them all the time. So to me, like, that was like a and like and like if they like even and they talked a lot about, and I will say what I appreciate about the show is that talked a lot about like being your blackest self in a room full of white people, and not
Mhm.
taking and not taking not taking shit from white folks, right?
Right,
Because they didn't
right.
have to, because they own shit as well too.
Yeah.
And so I love that. And then Insecure, it was like such a relatable millennial hit. Like,
Mhm.
like each character, like, you also know each character.
Right.
Like, a Tiffany, Amanda's character, right? This like bougie black girl. Kelly, this guy, this like immensely confident. Not a lot of shit don't bother her on the surface, but she got feelings deep down.
Right.
Amali, a girl who is like too sophisticated, has high standards, works really hard because she has something to improve. You know, Issa, who's like, bitch,
I
I'm just
was
trying to figure it
Issa,
all
broke,
out,
trying to
right?
figure it out. Yes.
Right,
Mhm.
like you know every character, like not like these are really great representations of blackness, right? And I think also your point, like being black in LA for that show,
That
I
part.
think as
That's
well too, like
big.
they're
That's really big,
like
yeah.
the show is equally love letter to LA and Black LA,
Mhm.
to Lemare Park and Inglewood. Like it to me, like that's a show that I really feel like shaped how I want to be as a black person, right? Especially for me to like to be a black person living in Los Angeles County
Yeah.
during this show in its prime. It's like, oh, I'm seeing the places that she's showing, and I'm getting inspiration to go to these places as well too.
Yeah.
And I just think that was just so dope. So yeah, those two for
Mhm.
sure.
Mhm.
I you know I think one thing I want to get into with you is, especially now that black television is almost non-existent, right? Like we are losing our black shows,
Man.
and it's weird because it's like I think like we're losing them for the we're losing them in the exchange of more black representation on non-black shows. But
Yeah.
I also miss the black shows.
Right.
But so how do we get representation beyond what we see on TV if it's not being given to us?
Yeah. This is this is a tough question. I mean, obviously I knew this question was going to come up, and I still don't have an answer. Like I
Mm,
don't think I have a timely. I know it's a very timely question. I know many of us are basically, and it's cool because I think, we're seeing more content pop up in different spots, right? We're seeing more TikTok influencers pop up. We're seeing more podcasts pop up, right? We're seeing more even podcasts like um Black People of Paramore and all of these different shows that are
mhm,
like very much probably didn't start out as, a black specific conversation per se,
mhm,
doing more black content or doing more things that are focused on blackness or black culture. And so I think that for me has been where I'm saying folks should lean. I used to be one of those girls that would, oh, we need more representation in TV and it has to happen on television. But what I'm learning very quickly is representate, I mean, I even think about me being a huge fan of scam goddess, right? Like the fact that
mm,
Lacey has created this whole canon around scams. And because I'll be transparent and saying I love scams. I think scams are interesting. I love reading about them. I love watching them, especially when there's like a
mhm,
documentary. When someone comes
mhm.
up to me and is like, girl, have you heard about this documentary about this scam? Hell yeah, I have. Anna
A good
Delvey,
scam is a good
girl,
scam. Like,
I'm in it. I love a scam. And so it that for me is what I think we have to
mm,
start thinking about in terms of representation. I've realized um you know it- me representation can happen anywhere, and I think, you know I just think we're at a place now where TV, specifically television and film, and as someone who once was shopping a show around and was trying to get a show sold, I don't necessarily think that television and film is going to be the place in the space that gives us the representation that we want. And I know there are a lot of people who are like, oh, if you want it, you have to create it. And so that's kind of what I feel like
mm,
we've done, right? We've created it may be a niche following, but I think Black Fat Femme in itself has kind of created this universe, right, that me and you
yeah,
both can live in, and we invite people into. And whether they're black fat or not, whether they're black, whether they're not, whether they're fat and not, like whatever the case may be, we've created a world where black people can see themselves and hear their experiences like this. And it feels okay. But I think, gone are the days of TV being the representation. And so I'm in the mind of, we have to find it another means. Write the book, read the book,
mm,
start the podcast, get the podcast sold. TikTok is, even though that's fleeting, right? And we're starting to see that kind of fall apart. I just think that we're going to have to think, I think we have to redefine what black representation means going forward, because I don't think what once, and I think this is industry wide, what was once something we leaned into for representation is not the thing that's giving us representation anymore.
mm.
So
I feel that. I mean, I will say this is the one plus I'll give social media, that it has given us the ability to see many more black folks in different subcultures. And
yeah.
I think part of it is that there's also like I think there's like a leaving of like of like the grand thing. Like I think we used to just feel like we only saw ourselves on the big screen, then like that, and like that was a thing for us
That's
that
what
would
mattered.
feel.
Yeah, that's what
But
mattered.
now we're seeing that it doesn't as much anymore. We don't need
Mm-mm.
to see ourselves on just the big screen. I think seeing people like to your point, right? Black people of Paramore, seeing the Black Forager, that
Mhm.
I don't know his name, but there's this black DJ who is just like fun mixes, and
Uh-huh.
like it's always like imagine your DJ plays anime at your wedding or something, right? Like it's just like fun mixes,
Oh, I know
black
who you're talking
nerds,
about.
right?
Yeah.
Right, like I think that is what is really that's what's like showing us that there's so much more, like there's so much more for us now, and
Real.
I think that to me is really really amazing to see, and that we because like before I think like before like the wave was we just need to see more black people in like lead roles,
Uh-huh.
right? Like
Uh-huh.
that was a, and now we're like, okay, we know that there are and that there can be. Now you see that black people actually love doing everything else too.
That part. We
Right. Like
ski,
yeah,
we
right.
go
We
out,
ski,
we yes.
girl. That part, yeah, we ski, we
Uh-huh.
snowboard. Like, you know what? Honestly, I should say that I've never like given that thought because like one of my that's funny. So this sounds like it sounds bad, but like
Whenever you laugh like that, I know it's gonna be funny, but it's
it's
gonna
like
be bad.
it's well, it's not like it's not bad. Like it's just like
Mhm.
because the way
Messy.
so one of no
Just
one of
messy.
my one of my best friends since preschool
Uh-huh.
is Kenyan, but it sounds very much like my best friend's black, it's not but like
It's an
one of my best
original
friends since
nigga. Yes. Uh-huh.
exactly.
Mhm.
His parents are from Kenya, and but growing up, we went on, we'd go on trips together like almost every year in the winter to Tahoe, and like him and his mom skied, right, and like to me it's like normal, but I didn't realize that people were like black folks ski, right? I'm like, oh, that's such a good point. Like
Yeah.
black folks ski, right? And what was this interesting, right? Because like his black and my black are different black,
Right.
right? Like 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 his is like Kenyan black, very Catholic, very the culture is different than like my American
Mhm.
Southern
Mhm.
black, like Southern slave black, right? Like
I
it's just
hate
it's
I
like
hate it here. But
but
yes.
like but like our influences on blackness are so different.
Mhm.
But like and I went to public school. He went to private school, right? Like so
Mm.
different things. But so I'm like, oh, like I didn't think about like how actually really like dope it is to have had that, like right, to have witnessed like black folk skiing since I was a kid. Because to me, it was never a
Right. It
thing.
wasn't a thing. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But people are just now finding out that black folk ski, and then I'm
Uh-huh.
like, oh, that is like so true. Or like me and him would do like swim lessons, and stuff together, right? Like
Mhm.
black folk swimming. So it's like I have a deep appreciation for how normalized these things were for me growing up, but also realizing that people don't think that people do those things. And now with the rise of social media, a plus is that we
You
can
can
see people
see.
do those
Yeah.
things. And
I
that really is amazing.
to your point, before we go to commercial, I was gonna say, like, even I follow a lot of black people with cats. That has been a big thing for
Yes.
me, as you know. Like, I
Yes.
love black people and cat content. I've mentioned this on the show before,
Yes.
but that's also been a thing for me. I heard, for years, black people don't have animals, black people don't like cats, and I'm like, actually, there is a whole
Yes.
there's a whole side of Instagram, a whole side of Reels, a whole side of TikTok when nothing but black people talking about what it's like to be a
Yeah.
cat owner. And I love it. I absolutely love the
I
content.
love it.
Yeah.
Also, listeners, I want explanation. Don't come for me about being like, oh, Jordan, like Joho says he has a black friend. Bitch, all half my friends are black. Don't fuck with me,
No,
bitch.
we
I
both
don't want me to be
have a
like,
lot of I
I don't want
sometimes
this
I
one to
look
be
around like,
like.
I got a lot of black friends that I love. I know that's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
I would say I see
Yeah.
my circle. It's diverse. I love to
Yes,
see it.
my circle is
My circle
very
is not the
diverse.
same.
I love it.
Okay.
I love that for you, and I
Mm,
love that for us. I know that's right.
period.
Well, with that being
Period.
said, now that we have left you all questioning whether you're living single or insecure, we're going to
Okay.
take a quick break and come back with more show back in a sec.
So
Mhm.
for this week's for what's poppin', we went down to something with a little more substance than should he or should he not, and ask the question: what does Bad Bunny being asked to perform say to the systems that be at a time like this?
I don't know what I typed there. Mess. So basically, the question is, what does yes? What is
What
what
does
does
the
it
buddy?
mean? What does it fucking
What's
mean?
the cultural impact of this? What's
Yes.
the
What's the
cultural
big?
impact?
What is the cultural impact? Yes. Basically, is what we're trying to ask. What?
I just want to be on record. John trying to set me up.
I'm
Yo,
sorry.
John
I am
trying
so
to set
sorry.
me
Because
up.
I did type this part up. I am so
Uh,
sorry. But yes, what is
so
the
what
cultural
I
impact? Yes.
okay, so and first I'll preface right, like John and I are not Latino people, so like we're not speaking on behalf of a community.
T.
We're answering for like from a black perspective of what this feels like.
Mm.
One, I think it's really amazing. Like I don't think there's been well, well, I mean Shakira, but I don't think there's ever been someone who only does particularly Spanish
Uh
music
huh.
music in Spanish and has done that on a platform like this, right? Because I think of like Shakira that was at the Super Bowl too, but she gave her songs that were
Mm-hmm.
made for like English consumption. And let's also discuss like right like being there for the male gaze because that is what the Super Bowl of the day is all about.
Right.
And
Right.
so I think it's amazing to Bad Bunny because
Baboony.
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 Because like right, like he like and I love his SNL joke of like, if you don't know what I just said, you have 4 months to figure it out. Like I love that. Right. Like he's leaning into saying like I'm not here to try and like I'm not here to placate you. I'm here to like let you all know that I I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. You are gonna shut me down or stop me.
Mm-hmm.
It's been interesting, it's been sad seeing the reactions from people,
Right.
or particularly from like conservative people who one are like I just look and people are like, he's not American. And I'm like,
But you do know that he
we do know that
lives
Puerto Rico
right.
is a US territory.
Every day
You
I'm like,
actually can't be mad.
you do know that,
So,
right? But
like,
yes.
so you agree, colonization is bad. That's what we're
So you
saying.
agree. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Like,
Yes. Yes.
I'm just like, where are we at with this, buddy? So I
Mm-hmm.
think that's just like interesting. I think also like people have brought up like he had that like he's like performing drag sometimes. And part of me, like, I hope he does. I hope he
I
does.
hope he
I
comes
hope he
out as
does.
that Bad Bunny
Because
lady.
I am ready
Mm-hmm.
for all the angry conservative people to be mad about it. Because
Yeah.
also like right like I think also like because he's also saying I'm not here to perform for the male gaze. I'm not here to perform for the white gaze. And
Mm-hmm.
that to me is what I think is the impact, right? Is like it will I think it will help other it will two things. I worry that either if it doesn't go well, that will the NFL be less likely to choose different people then,
Mm.
or like, all right, it goes so well that gives everybody else more depth to say, I'm not playing for the white kids, right?
Yeah.
And I think coming off of Kendrick too is also really great, right? Like Kendrick was last year, and Kendrick was so dope, and I feel like some people did not like Kendrick's thing, and some people said it was too safe, some people said it was not. Some people said it was too I don't know like too hood. To me I thought it was like say the people can feel what they want to feel about Kendrick. I feel like it was kind of genius. Like his whole thing was really just really fantastic. And so I think coming after that also was amazing because 2 years of people who were saying, I'm not here to play into the system or play the game with you people. I'm doing my own shit. Is
Mm-hmm.
really amazing.
Right.
That's what I think. How
Yeah.
about you?
Yeah. So I agree 1,000% in everything that you're saying. I do believe, and my response to this question was, I think it's a mixed bag of tricks, considering we now know that there might be a ton of undocumented people who may want to go to support him. And that
Mm,
for me is what scares me more than anything. When they announced that, I said, oh shit. I said, this yeah, and again, I'm hoping people are smart enough to know that what world we're living in, and it's already this bad. So I only imagine what it's going to look like in February. I hope that our family, and I say family collectively, is smart enough to know if they're not, if it's not, even if you get the opportunity to go, if it's not a safe space for you, I pray that folks are smart enough to say, I can just watch it from this, from home, because that's the thing that really scares me is that, I know he has the support that's going to do the latter of what you said. I believe it is going to they are going to see numbers, and they know that, right? If you put
yeah.
So I saw someone recently, they put I think his name is Morgan Wallen. He had, like, he was Morgan Wallen has been talking out the side of his head for a couple of years now
Not so
about
yeah.
black and brown artists. So fuck him wherever he is. But I will say, if I think a big part of it is because he knows the impact that Bad Bunny has.
Yeah.
He if you put, I think it was like, there was two pictures, and it was like Morgan Wallen only had like 38 million listeners a year, whereas Bad Bunny was close to like 100 million.
Yeah.
And so I think we're gonna see an uptick of people tuning in for the Super Bowl just to see Bad Bunny perform. But I think for me, like I said, it does make me a little unnerved to think that there may be a very strong ICE presence around, if at all, connected to the Super Bowl this year. And that's the thing I will say
Mm.
in the back of my mind that really scares me.
You know,
Go ahead.
I just like because I've been seeing like a few think pieces right of like around like that idea, and like some folks responding like, well, like like the Super Bowl costs so much money, like they can't afford to go, and I like I've always like that always bothered me because because I'm like I don't, that's not assuming that undocumented folks are poor, like there's
Right.
like I don't
Yeah,
assume that either,
I don't.
but I do, but I do think that like folks who are it's unsafe to go. Like I don't think they will because because they'll know it'll be
Don't know.
unsafe.
Yeah. I
But
think that too.
also
Yeah.
but also like I said the NFL would be like right like
It'd be a bad
how do I
look
say
for
this?
them.
It would be a bad look.
A
Like it
real
would
bad
be the
look. Yeah, I
worst
see
look,
both
right?
sides of that. Yeah.
And also and also then like the white folks would be like, "Oh, I guess immigration does affect me
Right.
and does impact my life."
Right. Right.
And they'll be like, "Oh, like why is this like why is our game altered or something?" Like that
Yeah.
would be a really like the you know what I'm saying? Like I think it like yeah, it would be a bad look entirely. And also like I think I mean I like I just when I pray that ice wouldn't come at all. For I pray I like fuck ice. I pray ice wouldn't come at
Oh, yeah,
all.
it's fuck ice forever over here, yeah.
But if they did, I think it would like it would put in people's faces
Mhm.
how disruptive the system is and how we
That's
need
a
to end it.
really good point that I actually didn't even think about until you said that. That's actually a really good fucking point. Yes, and yeah, I that's one of my thoughts, but I will say this.
Yeah.
Now the other thing is to keep in mind, y'all know how I feel about that man. And if
Yeah.
I said how I really feel about Bad
Yeah, you can't be
Bunny,
trusted.
I might get us in a lot of trouble. Our producer already is in the comments like, "John, don't go off about Bad Bunny." Baby, when I love that man. I love that man. I love that man. Whoo! That
No, Joey
just
said no go off. Joey said no go
everything
off.
about Bad Bunny is just the accent, I think the thing that made me fall in love with Bad Bunny the most is, did you see him when he was on Hot Ones and he was talking? There's a clip of him when the host asked him if he wants some ice cream, and he gets so happy about the ice. I think he is so cute. I think Bad Bunny is quintessential cute. Like he plays and gives off the persona that he is this like hardcore, I'm a rapper, but he's such a softy, and I think that's what makes me love him so much. But anyway, I say all of that to say, if I went on, we probably wouldn't get another season, because it would be too, I wouldn't even say explicit, but I would just say, just imagine where I could go. But anyway, I
People
digress.
the
I
ah,
digress. Oh, Bad Bunny, my God. I think Bad Bunny's cultural impact says a lot, considering he's going right after Kendrick, who basically told America to go fuck himself, go fuck itself. And I think that for me says a lot, right? I wonder, and this is the thing that I have a very hard time with. I have a hard time with the politics of what I feel like the NFL is doing, but also the politics of what the NFL has done. if that makes sense.
Mm.
And so,
Mhm,
like,
mhm.
yes, Kendrick Lamar. Yes, the year before that, we had all of the folks from Long Beach and Snoop Dogg and all of that, even though Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre are problematic AF, right? Like,
Mm.
I struggle the back and forth of it, of like, where are we in this dichotomy of like, fuck the NFL? Um, yeah, well, yeah, he's not. Yeah, exactly. He's not doing any US tours because of Ice. Like, yeah, very much that. But I'm just like, it's hard,
Well,
huh?
I was like, again, Puerto Rico is U.S. territory,
Right. Yeah, I get
but
what you're saying. But
yes,
he's not coming. He's not coming
he's
to
not doing
this
mainland
side
tours. Yeah,
of
yeah,
the.
not doing mainland
He's
tours,
not doing main.
which is a huge fuck you as well
Yeah, and it's
to the system of America,
uh-huh.
which I think,
Mhm.
yeah,
And
love.
you have to come to Puerto Rico. He basically said you have to come to Puerto Rico to see me, which I think is
You gotta come see all these Spanish speaking folks.
right. You have to
See
be in
Spanish
our
and see the effects of colonization if you want to come see me perform.
right,
Like
right, yeah. And that
icon behavior.
he very much is an icon and very intentional about what he does. And so I like I said, I'm in this, like, I'm in this kind of like in between of like, the NFL ain't shit, but also, shout out to the folks at the NFL who are year after year after year booking people who have given the middle finger to
You know, mm,
you know what I mean, the system. So
yeah, I think like there's something to say that at some point, if because I'm thinking a lot about like our friend Ryan Mitchell, the Slay God, who has been working with the NFL
mhm.
the past few years as well too. Like, there's something to say about when a system is possibly seeing how it created a problem and is trying to correct it. That I think like could be not commended, but could be like say
Yeah,
like, no,
give credit where credit is due.
like I yeah,
A,
like I see you NFL,
a
like
small
because
finger clap. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, a
Okay. All
small,
right.
slow one.
Uh-huh.
Because like,
Small.
okay, like yes, like you did contribute to so many things that we see wrong,
Right.
but you are actively trying to maybe like undo that in some way.
Mhm.
So like I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking like, like a lot of people. I know how a lot of us feel about Jay-Z for a
Yeah.
lot of reasons, but
Yeah.
also knowing
Yeah.
that, right, like, he bought into the NFL, right, and people were like but, like, I imagine part of that's also because of his own influence
Right.
too,
Right. That he's
and,
yeah.
like,
Undoing. Yeah.
feel how we feel, I think he's also trying to change a system in that way, and I,
Yeah.
like, while it may not have been my pathway of systems change, I can see how it's paying off in
But
some
it's a
way.
bill. I mean, it's a $1 billion corporation, and I mean, at this
Yeah.
point, there's really nothing. I mean, nothing that these. And again, this can become a whole conversation in itself, right? Nothing that the NFL, Jay Z, Beyonce, any billionaire does is going to ever be right to
Yeah, yeah,
anybody
yeah,
because
yeah,
of boom,
yeah.
you're $1 billion
Well, yeah.
entity. Yeah,
Also, I mean, like, also, like, also, like, that the system that the NFL perpetuates also, like, isn't the system I'm trying to dismantle either, right? Like,
that
I'm trying
part.
to dismantle government,
Right.
not trying to dismantle the NFL,
Right.
but, like, live, laugh, love that they chose their lane to dismantle. Like,
Yeah.
live, laugh, love that.
Yeah.
That's very shit talks, money walks. I'm trying to burn down,
Mhm.
like, oh,
I
government
got bigger
system,
fish to fry over here. But
Yeah.
what I will
Let's
say,
not say burn down. Chris, cut that part. Leave that part. Let's not say burn down government system. Let me not say
no,
that.
I think that's fair. We are. We're
I
trying
mean,
to
like,
dismantle
yes, like,
systems here.
yeah.
And
I
I get
mean,
what you're
like,
saying.
Joey, can I say that on air? Joey, is that okay? I just don't want to get shut down. That
No,
we're like,
I think we're okay.
Joey, okay,
Yeah, I think we're fine to say that we're trying to burn down certain systems. And
okay,
yes,
word, okay.
and I think it's figuratively. That's the piece
Figuratively,
there. Yeah, yeah.
sure.
Joey, I've said word.
A period, period, period.
Period, period. I love our man. Let me tell you, I
Yes,
love our producers. They are so cool. But I was gonna say, yeah, it just I think there has been yes, there is very much this thing of for me with all of this. I think that the bigger thing for me is stay proud of who you are, even when you don't know if that's possible. And I think even Bad Bunny, being Bad Bunny and being where he is, I'm sure there are moments where he's very unsure of like how is this going to land and how are people going to receive this and how are people going to feel about this. And I love that even in that he has not watered down. He basically, so I'm gonna just say that he didn't black eyed peed himself, right? The Black Eyed
Okay.
Peas, they started out one way and literally went a total different trajectory. And I think from the start of Bad Bunny's career, we've always seen him, rep the idea that he's, Latina, he's Latinx, however he identifies in that term, right? But he's still, he's still himself. And I think that for me is what I'm happy to see. And I also want to say this before we go on. What I also love in this conversation is Black people turning it around and saying, "You see how we celebrate Bad Bunny? You see how we celebrate his wins? We see how you can you th- we don't have to be anti anything in this, right?
Mhm.
We can all be collectively happy for Bad Bunny. Everybody can.
Very inclusive,
Very
very
inclusive.
demure,
Yes. Yeah,
okay?
like, and I think so for me, that's also been what I love in this in the concept of cultural impact, that we have been able to kind of take it and flip it back and say, okay, see, look, right? We didn't say, oh, well, how come it's not a Black this and why not that? No, we didn't do any of that. We literally, myself, me included, I don't know one Bad Bunny song. I know them when I hear them, but I can't tell you
Mm,
what the name of the song is. But I just
mhm,
know as a person, I love Bad Bunny, right?
mm.
Probably for other reasons, but I love Bad Bunny. And I think it is okay for us to say, like, you can celebrate, a culture that's not your culture. I think that's
Yeah.
really what this really says in a bigger canon. So
Well, now that we have got that off our chest and John
Hazel.
got that off their chest,
Mm, mm,
Bad Bunny, if you ever hear this,
mm. Ooh,
hit John
baby.
up. We're gonna take one more break and come out with a segment that y'all love so much. Yes, ma'am, and no man pants.
All right, y'all. So we are back, and this week we are getting into our Yes Ma'am and our No Ma'am Pam. This is the segment where we usually give people flowers or we usually hit them with them. And this week, I definitely have, I'm looking at the clock and I go, we got a little bit of time. So I'm going to go ahead and say what I need to say. So
We
this
don't.
week,
We don't.
we don't, we don't.
We don't. Some of us have. We got work,
Yeah,
girl. We
so
got
do
work.
I, bitch.
Yes, 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 we got work,
We,
girl.
I know. I'm like, yeah, we gotta work. I know, but I'm gonna try to make it quick. But I do got some things to say. So I'm gonna say this week first. My yes, ma'am. I want to say that I am thankful to the Black women who are waking up or have been staying in the lane of
Yes.
explaining how
Yes.
problematic this new Taylor Swift album is.
Yes.
Specifically, the ways that white women artists like Miss Taylor Swift are coddled and able to sing about teenage shit at a big age. I mean, basically, the content that or at least what I've been reading, what I've been seeing is this woman is 35 and she's singing songs like she's 16.
Mm,
And if a Black artist, like specifically a Black artist, per se, even Beyonce, right? If Beyonce was to do this, everyone would have something to say about it, right? Girl, you're grown. Why are you singing? So this idea that I will say, and people know this, I've
mm,
been very vocal about I hate Taylor Swift. I don't like her. I don't think anything about her is original. I think that I have a lot of thoughts about why I don't like Taylor Swift, and it doesn't just come from I don't like her music. I think Taylor Swift is what the like when we look at America as a whole, Taylor Swift is a very great representation
mm,
of what I hate about America. And that is why I don't like Taylor Swift. And so anyway, I appreciate that there have been Black women who've been using their platforms to also say, no, it's not just about that. It's this, and this that we need to be looking at. And I even get, I got in trouble for posting. I wouldn't say I got in trouble, but I had people coming after me. I had put a meme of her playing a banjo on the side of the film Sinners, the picking the we've been rubbing clean, we pick poor Robin clean. I put those two together and I
mm,
said,
mm,
this is exactly what it is. And people were like, oh, you're being
mm.
racist. That was not my
Duh.
intent. My intent was
Mm,
to say we have to be cautious when we how do I say this? It just I think there's something specific to talk about in this moment about why white people love this white woman so much and how in this new album, I have not listened to any of her songs. I will not be listening to any of her songs, but she is taking shots at Meg the Stallion. She's taking shots at this man's ex-black girlfriend. There are all of these things that Taylor does specifically to black people and to black artists. You know, even this whole,
Mm.
oh, Kanye took my moment from me. Like this, she's vilified this black man for years, right? It's that I have so many problems with, and I'm just so happy that people are starting to come around and see it. Um, don't know if we need a response to that, but that's just kind of where I'm at. Okay, my no man Pam that I want to get into. Do you watch Love Is Blind? Producer Joey, do you watch Love Is Blind? No. No.
Mm.
Joy was so quick. No.
No.
Jordan, do you watch Love Is Blind?
No.
No.
No. I did, not anymore.
Nar.
Nar.
So I want to shout out Erica, who is Erica Hart is a person I follow on social media. She's been very vocal about this season of Love Is Blind, and I even went into her conversation being like, I don't know if I should watch this season, and she was because she had all these critiques, and I said she basically her response to me was like, well, they already recorded it and it's already out, so there's nothing we can really do. And I was like, you got a point, right? You really do got a point that everybody's watching it, so I'm like, why not be able to jump into the conversation? And I just want to ask, Love Is Blind, what in the actual fuck is going on this season? And what I mean by that is we've I'm gonna say there's a thought I have, and I'm gonna save that for the tail end of me shutting up. But you have a black man. So I don't even know where to start. Okay, there's three things this season that are really pissing me off. Um, you have a man who is very clearly an alcoholic. um we're glamorizing that, right? There was a moment, so basically
Mm.
there's a moment in a scene of like, I don't know how well you've watched Love Is Blind, so they come out and when they see each other it's like, yay, I get to see my
Yeah,
partner,
yeah.
and then they have the little they sit together and they talk for a quick second and then they go back to their little quarters. This man, as he's leaving the quarters, goes to pour more alcohol before actually saying goodbye to the girl that
Mm.
he just met. So and then when they get to like Mexico, he's drunk in the bed. He doesn't know where he is. He's like he's
Mm.
literally drunk. And I'm going, are we really doing this? Okay. Great. Okay, cool. That's where we're at. The second thing, the glamorization of homophobia this season. So you get two people talking about how they don't want a queer kid, that they don't like queer values, when it's very clear that everybody thinks Nick, and I'm not saying I do, I'm saying everybody in the world, this is what the people are saying. So I want to make it very clear that if you're going to come for me, that you're coming for them. Nick is one of the characters that is getting a lot of heat because a lot of people believes that he is one of those people that hasn't come out to himself yet, basically. So there's that whole conversation. But the one that has been driving me up the wall, why would they let Edmund come on this season knowing that he is not well? This young man, I don't know. There's some people say he has special needs. There are people who said he's dealing with AUHD. There are people who are saying he's autistic. There are people who are saying he's a black. Basically, he tells us that he's a black man who has lived in the system, that he has a lot of emotional issues because he's lived in the system. And he comes onto the show. The first thing that literally made me go, girl, what the fuck? He's kissing the floor. He's making out with the floor. Then he has a total emotional breakdown around this woman, KB, not having sex with him. He finds out that everybody else on the show has had sex. So when KB
Mm.
says, we haven't had sex because I want to save myself from marriage, he has a full blown, like, how could you do this to me? I'm too fucking nice, but it's nice. I'm too fucking nice. So he's giving incel vibes. And it's just, like, come on. Like, are we really doing this for views? Like, do we really need to, like, it's just, and I know I'm part of the problem because 7, 8, 9 are gonna be up tonight and I'm gonna be locked in, right? I'm definitely gonna watch an episode or two before I head out tonight. Like, I know I'm part of, am I the drama? Am I the problem? Yes, I am. But I just want to know, like, why Netflix? Why? That's all I want to know. So my no ma'am this week is to whoever did the casting for Love Is Blind. He's like,
Mm.
Denver, y'all really got a problem. Something over there ain't right. Cause this season is everybody's from Denver, and I'm looking going, if that's the dating pool in Denver, it got pee and boo boo in it. Cause I don't want it. I don't want it. So that's it. What about you for this week, my love?
I just I just love how passionate you are about the show. When we come to the mic, you are carry the torch for Love Is Blind. And I'm like, this is why I don't watch it. It's so bad. It's so bad. But
Yeah,
you're locked every time, and I
I
live.
am locked in every
And
season.
yeah, a lot of people have escaped Denver for a reason.
Uh,
So I'm like, hmm.
It makes a lot of sense. It makes a
So
lot of sense.
my yes man Pam is gonna go to my girl Robin Arson from Peloton
Ah,
because the
yes.
last week she did a Jewish New Year walk, and I was like, she's Jewish. And I was like, wait, hold up, Robin Arson, my Jewish queen.
Oh,
And I was like, wait, Robin, are you a Jew of color as well, girl? Because if you are my sister, I work in that field. You should come hang with us.
yes. Come volunteer your
But our
time,
girl, if you volunteer
Robin,
your time, please,
if you
we
can.
we can give you a modest honoraria,
Yes.
a modest one. But like come through. I'll be in New York soon, girl. Come let's go to a deli together.
Mm-hmm.
Come with us.
Mm-hmm.
Me and John want to take a class, then we'll go chop up at Cat's Deli or something. It'll be super fun, delicious. I love you, Robin.
Yes.
Please. But I was just so excited because I had no idea, and then I was like, oh, she's done several like pieces of Jewish content. I was like, wait,
Mm,
that's so dope. I love that for her and love that for us.
yeah.
So yes, man, Pam to her. My no man Pam is okay. So this time next week it'll be like day 12 of the government shutdown. I pray by the time the show comes out, we'll be done with the government shutdown. But currently it's day 7, and I just like,
All a joke.
can you all just get together? Can you just
All a
stop
joke.
being like, I just what is happening? Like now it's impacting like airports, and people are out here missing flights and delays and stuff because people aren't showing up to work. And I'm just okay. My biggest question is that I thought the whole point of conservative ideology was that they have less big government, and yet they are the most big government. Like I just want to like ask and like part of me is like, yeah, of course it's all a lie because that's how they operate. But
Mm-hmm.
also, can y'all just be honest for one day in your life? Like, what is why? Why? So please just end this. This is so dumb and so annoying, and it's impacting people's lives in many ways.
Yep.
Shit's not getting done. People are in limbo with their rights for healthcare. Like, can we please just get together, y'all? Can y'all just like suck it up for once? And if you say you care about American people, then care about the American people and do what we actually do instead of doing some fuck ass shit. Girl, ugh,
It's I we could
I
spend a
hate it.
whole
I hate it
episode.
here.
I hate it here. It's not for me, babes. I be
It's not
telling
for me,
people,
vibes.
and we're feeling it in so many different ways. But I just
Mhm.
it's very much giving. This is like I just can't stress enough like how the constant feeling of like what
Yep.
else are we gonna have to deal with every day we wake up? And I'm just so tired of that feeling. Like I really wish we all could get some, is it respite is the word? Like I wish we all could
Yep.
just get some joy out
Stay.
of everything. But all that to be said, I will say what has been keeping me and holding me is being in community with folks, knowing I get to see you in a couple of days, like just being in community with my people has been really really helpful, and I'm praying that for listeners you do the same. Find your people, be in community with people, find your support, stay lifted. But anyway, with those with that, send us your thoughts, your feedback, and your emails to blackfatfempod@gmail.com. Would love to see some, just anything. It could be a one sentence thing that y'all can just, again, also to ask about the pumpkin spice, honey. We would love to
We
know
want to know. Let us know.
what pumpkin items should me and Joho discuss next week on the show, because that's basically what's going to end up happening is that after you hear this we will record and then we will have another episode, and that will be the time for us to get together to talk, to be in cahoots about pumpkin
Okay.
spice. You can also interact with us following our post on Instagram and Threads by using the handle Black Fat Femme Pod. As a reminder, me and Joho will be in San Diego October 18th We're going to be talking about the book, Mira Mesa, Barnes and Noble, 4 p.m. Address is in the footy notes.
Yay.
So please come on down. Come on down. If you want your book signed, if you want a picture with us, if you just want to give us a hug, we accept those all. We may
We'll come
ask.
bring us a snack.
Yeah, if you want to bring us a snack, you want to bring us pumpkin spice items.
Okay,
Hey,
how you doing?
come on down. Come on down. All right, Queen Joho, where can the dolls find you?
Of course, you can find me like you do every single day at Joho Dance across all socials. My website, JordanDance.com. And if not there, you'll find me with my nose in the books as I prepare to give John the best discussion of their life
Amen.
next week.
Amen.
This weekend when the time this comes out.
Yeah,
Yes,
by the time
man.
this comes out, it'll be this weekend. Yes, yes, all that to be said. You can also find me down to again Barnes and Nobles. You can also learn more about me and my work and all of the stuff that I have kind of cooking down to www.drjohnpaul.com. You can follow me on social by using the same handle at Dr. John Paul. Threads seems to be where it's at for me. So everybody, if you head over to Threads, follow me and engage. Get in on these conversations. Buy my book, Barnes and Nobles. You can buy it on Amazon. I'm not proud to say that, but hey, that's where it counts. Anywhere you get your books locally. So head on down, buy my book. And then if you would like to learn more about the work that I'm doing, I always like to shout out the ABC spot, Our America, who I'm meant to be. Head over to Hulu, ABC. You can watch it there. We want to thank our super producer, Joey Pat, for making this shit pop. And everyone over at iHeartMedia for keeping the show up and running. Because my God, what a time to be alive.
We love it. We love you.
We love you, iHeart. We love you down to iHeart. And you know what else I want to say real quick? I love whenever I tag iHeart podcast in our reels, they always accept it. I appreciate that so much. So thank you, whoever's over there. I just want to throw that out and say that I really appreciate you.
We appreciate content team.
Yes,
Thank you,
yes,
content
thank you
team.
for
Yes.
supporting our content. We also want to shout out our wonderful editor, Chris Rogers, because without him, we would not have an award-winning show.
Girl.
We would not have an award-winning or award-nominated show without Chris Rogers. So I hope Chris Rogers, hearing this, knows that he is the shit. And we are so grateful for what you do for both our audio and our visual. This has been another show. Stay black, fat, femme, and fabulous. And remember what, Joho?
We may not be their cup of tea, but girl, drink some water and add some lemon to it. You need some for the health.
Yes.
Okay, like us, needs to be more flavorful. Make it more flavorful like us.
Or you can put some oranges in. Get your vitamin C.
Okay,
get your vitamins.
Get your skin up.
Get your skin up. Girl, I've been putting vitamin C on my lips, so I don't got my lips discolored anymore. It's nice. It's looking good here. But anyway, do that. Lemon, oranges, some berries, do whatever you got to do.
Tangerine, all them citrusy bitches.
Yes, all the citrusy bitches. I love to see it. I love us for real. Until next time. Bye, y'all.
Bye.